אומר לנו הפלא יועץ, that the התעוררות that a person has to wake himself up is to prevent מעשות דבר רע. That's step one. שום מרע. אומר הרב, ומה יעשה הבן שאין לו דבר שיעוררו על התעוררות? בעצם הרב מפיל תרדמה על האדם ואינו יכול להתעורר. So what can a person do to wake him? So he should wake up himself. If every time he feels that the Otzar gets him, he says, כי בעידנא דיצר הרע הוא דלת דמתקרא ליצר הטוב. The problem is that once the Otzar gets into you, you don't have anybody to remind you that the Otzar Tov is there. The Otzar Tov is on silent because you cannot even pay attention to the Otzar Tov, because the one who takes control then is the Otzar. He takes your emotions, your brain, everything. He shuts everything down and he talks and he takes control. Has it the Otzar Tov? He has no say. Then what should a person do? Omer Harav, what you have to do is get the Otzar Tov on stage before the Otzar Hara. Now, how you get him? How can you get him to talk the Otzar Tov? So when the Otzar Hara comes in, he sees nobody's going to pay attention to him. Omer Harav, you have to get the Otzar Tov before Otzar Hara comes in. How do you do that? אומר הרב, צריך לעשות גדר. You have to have a fence. You have to have a fence. Because by the time Otzar is there and you have no fence, boom, you're going to fall. There's no question that you're going to fall down. So what do? You have to have a fence. And what's the fence? That you have to accept upon yourself to do things not to bring you to that place. יש למשל אנשים אוהבים לשתות. They love to drink. And once they drink, they do all the silly things. כל השטויות וכל הצרות, זה משהו נורא ואיום. What do? תעשה גדר. גדר means put a fence. I don't drink outside. You want to drink home. You want to drink home? Make a fence. בלילה לפני השנה. Because once you're going to allow yourself to drink outside, and when there is parties, you know what's going to happen to you. So why to go there? So in Madam, when your brain still works, אתה יכול to set to yourself boundaries. אתה אומר, אני לא נוגע. אני הכרתי אדם שלפני שהוא חזר תשובה, I met him after he became Baal Tshuva. But he told me before he became Baal Tshuva, this person, I met him in Mexico. זה בורצ'וס. זה מה זה בורצ'ו? בורצ'ו זה שיכורים שם. הטקילה, והקורונה, השם ישמור ויציל.
That's what they call borracho. I don't know. I don't get involved with these.
In any event, so, שמה זה טקילה וטקוס וצ'יצ'רונס וסל עם לימון, שמה שותים את הבירה, עם הלימון ועם המלח, אז ככה נכנס לראש. בקיצור, שמה, אומר לי, היינו שותים, וואו. In any event, when he became Baal Tshuva, the hardest thing for him was to stop drinking. כל כך קשה היה לו, wow. The only day he allowed himself to drink was Shabbat. That's it. אבל, in the weekdays, אם היה רק מריח, forget it. Oh, he would go nuts. But he had self-control. He he sets, שם לעצמו גדר, רק שבת, זה היה רק שבת. אני אומר לכם רק שבת. ולא היה לו קהל. אבל he had a self-control, שהוא לימד את עצמו, I'm not drinking, only שבת, it was רק שבת. זה, I remember, wow, I was so impressed. I was very impressed.
Most people that would have this problem that they would go to rehab. He had self-control.
Yeah.
To do it on himself.
The whole rehab, it means because you have no self-control. מי שיש לו self-control, you don't need any rehab. You are your own rehab. ופה, הרב מלמד אותנו איך אדם יכול להיות self-control.
But it's your body asking, not self-control. For person. I'm going to make you somebody smoke. He has nicotine in his body. Now it's not that he wants to smoke. The nicotine asks for him to smoke. Now he has to go to rehabilitation. He has to have the cocaine out of him. He has to same thing with drinking. It's not always self-control. I mean, the guy did it. God bless him. If we're talking about a normal person, it's not him. You know, he has his body, his way the body works is he asks for it, and he cannot. He withdraws. There is, stuff like that. I'm just again, I'm trying to make some
Clear.
clear.
Oh, yeah.
Not everything is cut and dry, like they say. Dry and cut.
Cut and dry.
So, it's the same thing, it's okay.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you have to, people have to understand the other side also. It's not like it's I know that but not always you can blame the person if you cannot do it. So yeah, finish. That's it.
הגמרא אומרת, אין אדם עושה חטא, אלא אם כן נכנס בו רוח שטות. Nobody does a sin only before a ruach shtut gets into him. So שואלים חז"ל, then why to punish him? שותה פטור מהמצוות. We're punishing you, you know why? Because who brought the ruach shtutut? Who let him in? Once you let him in, that's it. So now you have no control, but who brought it in? You. On that, you get punished.
Okay, the guy was 14.
Actually,
He didn't
yeah.
know nothing else. He started smoking. Now he's 50. How he's going to go back to 14 years old? Tell him I did something wrong. I'm sorry.
זה עוד סיפור שאתה צריך to self-control also, זה כבר 20 שנה, אבל whatever. Now, בוא נחשוב לרגע. אם אדם מבין, הרי כל אנשים ששותים ומעשנים כבד, they don't see the future, they see the moment. הם לא יכולים להבין. They cannot even see 2 feet. לא יכול, he sees the moment. And because he sees the moment, הוא לא יכול to think the outcome that is what he's causing to himself, the damage he does to his marriage, והרבה גברים נותנים מכות לאנשים שלהם. יש גברים, they drink, נותנים מכות. They beat up the kids, they beat up the wife. וחזית האישה, מסכנה, you know, היא חיה בתוך גיהינום. But she is 50, but that's mama get divorced, and then what? Who's gonna look at me? So she puts up with him, אבל היא בגיהינום. המטומטם הזה, he doesn't care. אתה מבין את הבעיות שיש לנו פה? בדברים האלו, מה שאני אומר לך, זה אפילו לא טיפ, שום כלום. הדברים האלו זה דברים נוראים, what goes on. If you hear people in the community, יש פה אנשים שמטפלים בדברים האלו, it's disaster. זה לא להאמין what a sad story there's out there. יש ילדים, there's kids in school complaining that the father hits them. He gets drunk, gets מג'נון, הוא משוגע. יש בנות, תקשיב טוב מה שאני אומר לך, there's girls that on the date she has to say that her father drinks, so the guy wouldn't be surprised. שאחר כך אבא שלו, אבא שלה, שתוי on the couch ככה.
On the resume?
On the resume. Not on the resume, I said. On the date. She has to say, so he wouldn't be surprised. Nachon.
Should be embarrassed anyway, but less.
Right, less. At least I told you already before.
They'll be ready.
רבותיי, זה לא סיפורים, I know this from, you know, first hand, את הדברים האלו. עכשיו, אנשים האלה לא חושבים, they don't think about the kids, about the daughters. She's 29, 32. מה נעתו? הוא לא רואה את זה. He sees himself. זה הבעיה. אבל אם אדם יכול to pause, to think, מה אני עשיתי? החרבתי את הבית שלי, I destroyed my home, my marriage, my kids. One day he's going to wake up, אבל זה כבר a bit too late. מאוחר הלך, he lost already. Some people do. Some people do. When they get to the 16, they see the daughters at home, lost him klum. You know, one time is that he doesn't have the alcohol in his brain. They wake up, bochim, and they back to the bottle.
They don't wake up.
No, they wake up, but they have no control because they don't think. They thinks for the moment, and that's it. עכשיו הרב אומר לנו, let's do exercise. Let's do exercise. Now, we talk about addiction to alcohol and smoke. Today, you know how many addictions there is today? I'm a telephone, the worst addictions is היום. So many addictions we have today. Many addictions we have today. והדברים האלו, it's because we let our ta'avot to control ourselves. We let our desires to control our brain. And then you say, מה אני יכול לעשות? יש מה לעשות. Do exercise. You know, people who are very, very heavy, they want to lose weight. How can I? You do exercise. Number one, let me cut for my meals. Cut. One. Second, do exercise. And slowly, you're going to lose. צריך לדעת שהרב פה אומר לנו ההתעוררות, he's giving us tools how a person can work on himself to become a better person and to have a better life, quality life. You know what? You know when people feel content? People feel content when they know that they work on something and he was able to reach and accomplished. You know why a lot of people are depressed? They always feel I did not accomplish anything. They feel zero. They feel nothing. It kills them. I should have and I could have. He feels that he didn't accomplish almost anything. So every time this mind eats him up. Now you have to understand, those people are not bad people. Those people are not. They're good people. הם מסכנים. הם מסכנים. והרב אומר לנו, don't be חזיתקיס. Let me help you. The way to do it is start. Do move one. Move one is before the Otzar comes to you, set up in your mind, what do you want? So he tells us, תראו מה הוא כותב, שתכתוב. Number one, write it down. This is a real therapist. This is a real session over here. Step one, he tells you, write it down. Write down what bothers you. Write down what's bothering you. Once you're going to write down what's bothering you, then keep writing. Okay, this is what this is what bothering me. So number one, you just express something in writing. What's bothering you? So it's not in your mind. You took it from your mind to the paper. Step one. Step two, write down what do you want to do. Okay, this is the problem. Let's have solution. Write down what's your solution. So you could say A, B, C. That's not enough. After you're going to write down what's your solution, take it upon yourself to read it every day for 30 days. Yeah. And after, you're going to put fine to yourself. This is what I took upon myself to read it every day and to work on it. If I'm not going to do it, if I'm going to skip a day, I'm going to put $50 into that car. Or He brings in other place, I gotta fast. Okay, fast, nobody's gonna do anyway. Hey, let's do something that it's gonna pinch you. Kesef always pinches us. תמיד. עכשיו, תתחיל לעבוד. So, הוא אומר לך, number one, you have to write it down, the problem, and write down what's your solution. Number three, give yourself a fine. This is before the Otzar even comes to you. So once you come and you know this, אתה אומר, okay, this is a strong commitment. אבל אתה צריך להיות חזק. You gotta be very strong. Then, number two, he tells us, ותקרא בספרים המדברים באותו עניין. Also read about the books. Take a book that talks about it. Take a book that talks about your weakness. כל אחד מכיר את החולשה שלו. And read about read about books about that issue. יש לך כל מיני addictions. יש לך כזה, יש לך נשים, יש לך כעס. Whoa, כעס. Some people, their temper is, the short temper, they משהו לא, השם ישמור. They get angry so fast. They get angry so fast, and the mouth has no sifter, and once it shoots, he shoots. And then, the כבר מאוחר, or the כבר הראש, שרוף already, it's burned already. מה עושים? I remember about 18 years ago, תשמעו סיפור. I was a Shabbat in a community. They asked me to come. So הייתי שם, התארחתי אצל משפחה. This couple, not young, אבל ממש became very religious. The house on Friday morning already set מוכן, already כבר לשבת. הכל הבית, הכל מוכן. Thursday night היא גומרת את הכל. It was summertime. By 2 o'clock she sits down and she reads תהילים. אין לה כלום, הבית הכל מוכן, בישולים, everything is done. 2 o'clock she reads תהילים from 2 to 4 or 5. אומרת כל ספר תהילים לפני שבת. חזרה בתשובה משהו. And they told me a story. How she was, when she gets angry, חורבן בית שלישי. She used to get up on a chair. That's her story. I don't know what סיפור. She would open the cabinets and she would take the dishes and throw it.
Anger makes you crazy.
And the husband, what do you think he does?
Throws back.
He dodges.
He throws back.
He gives them more dishes.
Oh,
To let the anger out.
You want to be nuts? Come. Hey, odd. Sunday, no dishes. Go to the store, buy. I'm not buying you.
he did the right thing. What he did.
I'm just telling you a story.
Yeah.
זה מה שהם מספרים לי. You know, we staying on Friday night. They tell me how they became בעל התשובה. She was telling me how nuts she used to be. היא אומרת, והוא אומר לי, היא זורקת צלחות, she throws dishes, and I handle more dishes.
She wasn't throwing them at him.
על הרצפה זורקת, שומרת. עליהם, because of him, חוויז. עליהם, יכול להיות שגם, אני לא יודע.
Born China?
And today, אתה לא מאמין, צנועה ככה, מתחת, לא רואה שום דבר, צדקת.
I took away the anger.
She told me she took the book, ערך אפיים. יש ספר נקרא ערך אפיים. Do you know what is ערך אפיים? זה ספר who teaches you how to control your anger. אומר, הייתי לומדת את הספר הזה over and over. When? Not when I'm angry. When I'm calm. When you're angry, you can't, you don't think. So the book helped her when she gets angry. Number one, don't talk. Don't talk. That's it. You cannot not get angry. You're getting angry. You are angry. So when you get angry, step one, that's the exercise there. Don't talk. Al-Tane. Most problems among couple and parents when you open your mouth. Don't open your mouth. Be quiet. Al-Daber. אתה מדבר, you're going to regret after.
Don't talk to the angry one, or the angry one shouldn't talk.
We're talking about the angry person. She was very angry.
So
So step one, so number one, she read this book, Erech HaPaim. Okay, the book Erech HaPaim talks about Midat HaKas. Step one, you don't get, you cannot not get angry. You can, because she is a fume. You just put a little, gas, the house is on fire. So Maisha Asta, she read this book maybe 50 times. היא סיימה אותו עשרות פעמים. מה היא עשתה? She did not talk. Step one. כלומר, בוודאי, it was a lot of moments she got very angry. But what she took upon herself, how she started, is not to talk. It came that today she's in a place that when people are getting her angry, she smiles. It's normal. And she has grandchildren in YDE, this one. Yeah. יש לה נכדים ב-YDE in high school.
She had kids when she was throwing the dishes.
נכדים. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
כולם. המשוגעים, the kids, when they used to sit, the mother used to leave the house. היו מפחדים. Kids 12, 14. They see the mother, they used to run away from the house. נורמלית. She's getting attacked. Let her come down, אחר כך we're going to come back. Okay.
With no medicine?
כלום, שום דבר. Zero. No medicine, nothing. זה היה self-control. So, I'm telling you the book, you should buy the book. No. Should be more happiness to the house. All right?
What's in English?
get the book.
I know it's in Hebrew. I believe that there's also in English.
Read between the lines, Albert.
Yeah.
הרמב"ם הוא לא כותב שאתה יכול לעבוד על דעת הכעס.
הוא אומר, הכעס מדאגה, לא?
הרמב"ם does not give a solution to the... אין. לא, מה הוא אומר? איך להתנהג? איך? That's it. That's it. הרמב"ם אומר לך, you cannot uproot כעס, but it gives you a solution. When you talk calmly. בנחת, נחת. הוא לא אומר לך הרמב"ן how to uproot the כעס. It's impossible. You have a gasoline in you. You can't, you cannot stop. But it tells you, דבר בנחת. When you talk calm, you can't get angry. Let's talk calm. As you start, Han, we spoke. And also when it comes to you, she's going to tell you, No. You be an example to her.
We just say something, we talk, don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice.
נכון.
I'm not raising it. This is how I talk.
אתה לא שם לב איך הvoice שלך so loud now. But it's okay. הרמב"ן הוא לא אומר לך that there is no כעס. הוא לא אומר את זה.
Say nothing, they get more angry. They're expecting you to say something. You don't say nothing.
Are you teaching me how to live life?
I'm not saying that's me, but
I know.
That might have happened to me. I ain't saying nothing.
Okay, anyway. I mean to teach you. Now you're not going to teach me your nonsense because this thing, what you're saying, זה גם לא כיתה א'. But anyway, צריך לדעת, one of the things is that to have a self-control, זה קודם כל לא לדבר. Don't say anything, because by you saying, it's just going to cause more problems. אתה לא מדבר. אחר כך, אתה רוצה לדבר, בוא נדבר בנחת. ואז כל דבריך יהיו נשמעים. אתם מבינים? You know, that's what the Gemara says in מסכת תענית, מי שראה תלמיד חכם, if you saw את יום תלמיד חכם, that is on fire, אומרת הגמרא, give him the benefit of the doubt. מכירים את הגמרא הזאת? למה? אומרת הגמרא, אורייתא מירתחלה. The fire of Torah is in him, he has no control. הוא לא יכול. למה? למה? כי הוא עכשיו על חם, גמרא, he's on fight. What are you talking about? הוא באש. אומר לך, give him the benefit of the doubt. כי האורייתא מרתחלה. But that's only when it comes to Torah. The second after, when it comes to חברו, is the nicest guy. למה? כי יש ויכוח של תורה, which is a legit, ויש מידות. Once you don't have this boundary, but from Torah it becomes a personal, התורה שלך פסול. הבנתם את זה או לא הבנתם את זה? צריך לדעת שיש ויכוח של תורה, and then there is something which becomes personal. You and I, we could fight over my pshat. We're going to fight fire. But the minute you're going to say, oh, you're stupid, that's it. The whole vikua is gone. Why? Because me and you, we're fighting over how to understand this piece. So how you see it, it's here in your brain. But the minute I'm using a personal words, that's it. כל התורה הזאת עכשיו לא שווה כלום. אתם מבינים את זה או לא מבינים את זה? נספר לכם סיפור מאוד יפה. אתם יודעים, I'm sure you all heard of, הרב שלמה זלמן אויברח. שמעתם עליו, right? הוא היה one of the greatest poskim 30 years ago. היה הוא, היה הרב אלישיב, הרב עובדיה. הם היו one of the biggest, 3 biggest poskim of the generation. When his wife passed away, הוא הספיד אותה. הוא עשה הספד. You can imagine how many hundreds and thousands of students were there at the funeral, listening to his sped. What can he say on his wife? מה יגיד עליה? And he had a very short eulogy. In those words, he said to her, you know that I don't have to ask you for forgiveness because we never had a fight. Every funeral, מבקשים מחילה מהנפטר. אומר, אני לא צריך לבקש מחילה, כי אף פעם לא רבנו. You could say that? Good. So now, אחרי ההלוויה, now listen to this. אחרי ההלוויה, one of his students asked him, Rabbi, never fight? No, the aquarium, everything is silent. Aquarium, you have fish, silent. מה, הייתם גרים בתוך אקווריום? Nothing. מה חס ושלום? בוודאי שהיה ויכוחים. בוודאי we had argument, בוודאי. מה זאת אומרת? Never was personal. Never. We had an argument which school to pick. We had an argument about matzot. We had an argument about the chinuch and about the Chod Shabbat. הכל היה, we had an argument. Never personal. לא מבינה, you don't understand. That's personal. Never in my life, Oma. 50 years marriage, from the day they got married till the day she passed away, Ha'inu al pi shulchan aruch. Period. It was never personal. You can imagine what it is. And by the way, אני שמעתי את זה פעמיים. מהרב עליו השלום, ערב כיפור. ערב כיפור, I saw it twice in my life. ערב כיפור, before he went to shul, he was already wrapped with the talit. He went to his wife. You know, she's a little taller than him. A little bit more, קצת הרבה. And he was with the hat ככה, מגיע עלה ככה כמעט. הוא עם הכובע והטלית, בא אליה, she's still by the kitchen, לא אשכח את זה. אמר חג שמח, כתוב בספר החיים, בספר הזיכרון, בספר מחלת לחם כפרה. אני לא צריך, אמר לה, בלשון הזה, בלי הצגות. איך הוא בלי הצגות? No show? אני לא צריך לבקש ממך מחילה, ואת לא צריכה לבקש ממני מחילה. לא רבנו כל השנה. Goodbye, I'll see you in the show. ככה אמר לה את זה. And I heard it twice, two different times של ערבי כיפור. אחד היה בבני ברק, ואחד היה בחשמונאים. אמר לי, 27 שנים חיינו ביחד ונבפות. מה זה נבפות? אני הייתי בבית. לא רבים. אומר, ואם רבים זה מגדל בבל. אני אומר לה, אבן מביא לי מים. זה כן. אומר, לפעמים יש, לא מבינים אחד את השני, you don't understand. You say one, she says two. אומר, לא מבינים. זה לא היה personal. אבל אני אומר, זה מגדל בבל. ככה היה אומר. בבבל, השם mix the languages. Sometimes she says something and you say something and you guys don't understand each other. But it wasn't personal. מעולם לא אמר לה מילה שפגע בה, never. שמעת? We can argue, and it's okay to argue.
To say the word you don't understand.
Yeah. Why you think about? You think you're a professor? So what makes you think that that you're smarter than, that you're smarter than her? By the way.
You told me, right?
Yeah.
You don't understand. I would get offended. That's personal.
No, לא. When they say, you don't understand.
That's offensive also.
זה לא, זה אף פעם לא אמר לה. זה אף פעם לא אמר לה.
I thought we were saying that is personal.
Right, that never happened.
Oh, that never happened.
Right, that never happened. Saying to her, you don't understand.
That is personal, you're right.
Right, no, it never.
We understand differently. That's the-
I have no problem. But it doesn't mean that your brain is better than her. Okay.
How do you say you don't understand without offending?
You're like,
What? But why do you have to say that you don't understand? Explain yourself.
Okay, you explain.
Okay.
Doesn't help. What do you do?
So it's something.
I'm
if-
a son.
s-
I gotta explain to him something.
I'm not talking about the son. I'm talking about a wife. A son is you are 25 years older than him. I'm talking about you and your wife. When you and your wife are on the same page, and there is a discussion, and there is disagreement, even Abraham and Sarah. Abraham לא אמר לשרה, you don't understand. And Sarah never said, Abraham, you don't understand. They have a different approach. When you have a kid like Ishmael, what's the right thing to do? To keep him home, לקרב אותו, or to throw him out? It's a question in חינוך. It's not a question you understand or you understand or you don't understand. It's a question when you have a kid like Ishmael, what's the right thing to do? So we have it. Hold on. We have an argument. What's the right thing to do in Hinuch? Abraham's mind was, if we have a kid like Ishmael, that you worry that he's going to go off the derech all the way, don't throw him out. It's going to get worse. Keep him next to you. Hold on. And you have to keep him next to you. And Sarah says, no. You cannot. If he's alone in your house, maybe you're right. But when you have a good kid, it's hak. And a bad kid, you don't keep the rotten apple next to the good one. You throw him out. So it's a question of Hinuch. What do you do?
Abraham didn't see it, and Hashem had to get involved.
Right. Because the wife knows something.
best.
Yeah.
Okay, we know that. But
We're not going to say it loudly. Dan.
Hashem needed to get involved.
Yes.
and like to know about
Right.
that.
Because that's called Shulchan Aruch. That's exactly what that's called Shulchan Aruch. When you have an argument between a wife and a husband, what do? You go and you ask the Hatorah. Go to a rabbi, someone who has big shoulders, and ask him what's the right thing to do. But you have to, because sometimes she or you, what you guys see, each one sees his own perspective, and you want to do the right thing, right? That's why you have Shulchan Aruch. That's why you have rabbis to guide you. And Abraham is better. Who was his da'at Torah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. הבנו את זה? בוודאי. אבל אברהם לא אמר לה, דב.
The big, what the- No, it has to be perfect. So I'm only kidding. I'm only that.
You're getting back in the zone, you know?
Say it properly.
אתם מבינים? So, ויכוח, תמיד יש ויכוחים. אין כזה דבר. There is no such a thing in marriage.
So do it calmly.
No. Don't do it personal. There is 100% a place to argue. And but that to argue. אין בעיה להתווכח.
But if
מה...
they don't understand, they don't understand. Wait, quiet.
Albert,
Take the belt.
I want you, when you came to the class at 8 o'clock today, you were not bringing you home here. I'm trying to... No, don't ask. Just listen. When you came 8 o'clock over here, you did not bring your house here. I'm trying to enter to your house and try to set up something over there. So it's either you're going to take my words and work on it, or stay the way, the same way you want to be. I'm trying to teach you that that when you work in marriage, it's not that you are the smartest and you're the boss and you understand everything and she's a dumb. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not here if you agree with me. I'm just
Tell me what the facts
good.
are.
Fair mode. All I'm saying, when a wife and a husband they argue, and there is 100% okay to argue about everything, don't turn the discussion to a personal. Once you turn it to a personal, that's where all the crisis takes place in the house. That's it.
If she does that, what are you going to do? How are you going to take it? If she gives you
Silent. Don't take it. Yeah. I want to tell you this. Isha, she's going to copy you. Eventually, she's going to copy you. Eventually, she's going to copy you.
That's what they say. The husband does something.
תשמע, בא מישהו לרב. I was a witness. בא מישהו לרב. בוא לרב. יש לי אישה הכי טובה בעולם, אבל מבולגנת. She's a mess.
she's not, okay, I understand.
She's not organized.
She's not
I'm
organized,
משתגע. What should I do? Don't say a word, Amala. So what should I do? You keep all your stuff organized. Have your table organized, have your books organized, have your clothes. אתה תהיה מסודר. Eventually she's going to copy you, but without saying words. ככה אמר לרב. It's not a blame. It's not a blame. It's not a blame. She's going to copy. She's going to copy you. You want to fix somebody else. So there is two ways how to fix. To tell him straight, and you know what's going to happen if you're going to tell her straight? You're dead. So instead of you telling her straight, and you know what's the funny thing? The funny thing is, a woman at the age of 70, she still thinks I can change my husband. And the same thing is the husband, when he's 80, he still thinks I'm going to change my wife. You're not going to change her, and she's not going to change you. There's one way. That's it. So the rabbi's message was, don't tell her and don't fight. תהיה אתה מסודר, והיא תראה אותך אחר כך. ייקח זמן, give it the time, but אתה לא יכול לקחת אדם בגיל 20 ולשנות אותו, because you give her a speech. It's not going to happen.
What do you do when it comes to religion?
Yes.
You marry a girl who, let's say, is not as religious as you.
Well, that's already his problem. That's already his problem. You knew already from day one that you are here and she is there. So it's his problem.
Now he's leading by example.
Okay.
He's not following at all.
You don't have, צריך לדעת לעשות את זה בנחת, לאט, מידה טובה, הקדוש ברוך הוא, יש מדרש. Here we're done with this, we're going to finish. There's a midrash.
They like that, so I'm asking.
There's a midrash that Abraham Avinu, Abraham Avinu was teaching the world faith, emunah, right? One day he had an old man came to him, and Abraham for hours he sits down with him, he's trying to teach him about faith, emunah. At the end, Abraham, this guy, he gave up on him. Abraham gave up on him. Hashem came to Abraham, Abraham, why are you giving up? Look how old is this guy. 150. I'm waiting for him 150 years. You after 5 hours you gave up. I did not give up on him 150 years. Why are you giving up on him? Keep going. The same thing is also with the wife. You just got married. You got another 50 years. תיקח את זה שויה, לאט לאט, מילה טובה, come to class. By the way, very important that the wife goes to classes also. Don't give me this face. I'm just telling you. אתה תדבר אתה תפריע לי. אתה שמעת? A wife has to go also to classes, because when she goes to classes, she gets it from a figure. You, as a husband, you want to have a hat, a husband, and a father, and a rabbi, and a lawyer. Habibi, let her go to a class. When they go to classes and she sees a lot of ladies have the same thing, So, זה מחזק אותה. זה מחזק אותה. הבנת אותי? חזק וברוך, רבי חנניה.
רבי חנניה בן הקשה אומר,